Hello, my name is Caden. This is Castle Tillage, your home defense network. CCW is out-of-state non-res permits and res permits. This is going to be very important. If you live in a state that only allows you to use their permit to be in that state, that's fine. What I still recommend that you do is you go outside and get some non-res permits. The most common ones are Florida, Utah, Arizona. There are some maybe that are easier locally to do that, but when I was in California, um, going after my California concealed carry license, you needed to build up a little bit more of street cred. And part of building up street cred is going outside and getting non-res permits. And then when you come into the interview, because back when I did it, the good cause requirement was still in full effect, and you needed to justify that for that. And part of that was building up your street cred. Okay, it's kind of funny to say that, but you really do. So I really recommend that you go out of the state and get at least one. If you can only carry, like Ohio, you cannot be an Ohio resident and carry an out-of-state permit and carry in that state. Um, as most of you know, I live in Minnesota, and my backup was with Utah, my Utah permit right here. Okay, so if like when I first moved out here, I was with a family member for a few months, and then we bought a house, and then we brought the family in. So when I did get my Minnesota permit, I had to turn in my old permit where I physically didn't have this card, and then uh, if I didn't have my Utah permit, I wouldn't have been able to carry anywhere. So if that is something that may happen to you, or if that situation, let's just say that you lost your Minnesota permit, it got damaged in some fashion, at least you have some kind of a backup ID where you can do that in the state. So I think it's very important as far as when you are dealing with trying to get all your ducks in the row. If you do have a use of force incident, this is part of the stuff that you need to do before the trigger is pulled. Because again, after the trigger is pulled, what? Everything after the trigger is pulled is going to be looking at what you did before the trigger is pulled. And that's part of this. This is going to give you a street cred. This also bolsters these states' numbers, if you will. If Utah, Florida, Arizona, or whatever state that does issue non-res permits, it really bolsters um, the grassroots organizations where they know that they have a certain amount of permits in that state, and it makes that state stronger as far as concealed carry weapons are concerned. So it's a multi-layer facet. It is basically a political statement of strength. It is a training tool. It is giving yourself a backup, if you will, if anything does happen to your res permit, where you can use your non-res permit to carry. But again, if you live in Ohio, they do not let you do that. So you need to know this is your state laws to see if that is something that you can do. Okay, get these out-of-state permits. Get at least one. I have 4. Okay, do it. My name is Kane. This is Castle Tillage, your home defense network. I hope this helped.